Welcome back, my dear children of class 9. Today we are going to learn about tissues. Last classes we have learned about cell structure. Now cells are organized into tissues. So about the tissues we will learn in this video. So plants and animals are made up of tissues, but they are not made of the same kind of tissues. It depends on the way of life. Animal way of life or way of living is different from the plant's way of life. So plant tissues are suitable for their way of life, and animal tissues are suitable for their mode of life or way of life. So why they are different? Let us see. See, animal tissues, since animals are mobile, that is, animals can move, so they require more energy. Hence, more living tissues are required. More tissues which are living. Okay, living tissues are there, dead tissues are there. But animals require more energy, so according to this, they need more living tissues in their body. And plants are stationary, they don't move, they are not mobile, so they do not require much energy. Hence, more living tissues are not required. So, in plants, living tissues are there, and equally dead tissues are there. So, this is suitable for their way of life. So, plant tissues different in this point, plant and animal tissues different in this point. Next, animals move from one place to another because they are mobile. So, why do they move? They move in search of food, they move in search of shelter. So also they need more energy, and so more tissues are living. So animals have more living tissues. In plants, the tissues have to provide structural strength or support. There should be supporting tissue more in them because they are not mobile, they are fixed to one place, anchored to the soil. So most of these tissues are so dead. So the dead tissues can provide mechanical strength as easily as the living ones, and they need less maintenance. So plant tissues and animal tissues are different. Then in animal's body, growth is uniformly distributed and a limited period of growth. Okay, they have a definite growth period, whereas plants grow indefinitely. Throughout their lifespan, the plants can grow. So, and they have certain regions called growth region. Their cell division takes place continuously, and so growth is limited to certain regions of their body, whereas here growth is uniformly distributed, and they grow for a certain period of time, they grow indefinitely, throughout their lifespan. And structural organization of organs and organ systems is more specialized and complex in animals, whereas in plants comparatively less complex organization. So these are the reasons why plant tissues and animal tissues are different. Okay, so you please note these points. Then, due to difference in structure and function of plants and animals, they are made up of different types of tissues. And so, these are the points how animals and plants are different and why the plant tissues and animal tissues are different. So, knowing this, let us first learn the plant tissues, then animal tissues. So, in this video, I will explain about the plant tissues. Plant tissues are classified into two main types, and these are called meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So plant tissues are classified into meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Now we will come to, first we will learn meristematic tissues and then we will learn permanent tissues. Now what are the general characteristics of meristematic tissues? Okay. So, meristematic tissue means these tissues, the cells are capable of division throughout, and that's why they are also called a meristem. Okay, meristem or meristematic tissue means the cells have the power to divide continuously and they form new cells. In chapter cell we have learned, cell division we have learned, mitosis, the same kind of, from a parent cell, the same kind of daughter cells are formed, 2 daughter cells are formed. So each cell in the meristematic tissue can give rise to new cells. And so what happens? New cells means increase in number of cells. This is what helps them to grow. So increase in length and girth, that means height of the plant increases, thickness or girth of the plant or width of the plant increase due to the meristematic cell division. So they are found in the growing areas of plant. So the new cells are produced by the meristem are similar to the meristem. Okay, the daughter cells are same because mitotic division takes place. Okay, we have learnt in mitosis same number of chromosomes. Same number of chromosomes as well as the cells are of the same kind, equational division, remember. So, but as they grow, their characteristics change and they differentiate. Okay, so immediately after formation they are similar, but later they differentiated into new, parts of the new, tissue or organ. Then what are the characteristics of this? First one, the cells are active, that is the cells are living and they have a dense cytoplasm, and third point is thin cellulose cell wall and prominent nuclei. These 4 characteristics are these are the 4 characteristics of the meristematic tissues. And another 5th one, lack of vacuole, as vacuole provides rigidity to the cells, and so cell division is not possible when vacuole is there. So meristematic tissues do not have the cells do not have vacuoles, but they have a dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls and a prominent nuclei, so they can easily divide. These promote the cell division. Okay, so cell needs a dense cytoplasm and soft cell wall for division, and vacuole should be absent because vacuoles are very rigid. Okay, now these are the general characteristics of meristematic tissue. Now we come to the different types of meristematic tissues. There are different types of meristematic tissues. First one, apical meristem, then intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Okay, so apical meristem, where are they located? Meristems or apical meristem is located in the growing tips of shoot, which is called a shoot apex meristem, and then the root apex meristem. Okay, so in this diagram you just see a plant. See, root apical meristem, tip of the roots, okay, and tip of the branches, main root also, branches also. Then tip of the main stem also, tip of the branches also, shoot apex. So shoot apex has shoot apical meristem, and shoot apex has shoot apical meristem, and root apex has root apical meristem. So location is this, the shoot tip and the root tip. What is the function? Increase in length or height of the plant. Plants grow tall because of this apical meristem. Okay, increase in height of the plant or the length of the plant, and this is known as primary growth. When a seed is germinated and when it grows into a seedling, so then onwards it starts growing, a height starts increasing. This is called a primary growth. So primary growth is possible because of the apical meristem. Second is intercalary meristem. So intercalary meristem is at the base of leaves or internode. See, here you can see the position, apical meristem. This is for example main stem or shoot apex. See, apical meristem is there. Now see, understand one portion. The portion of the region of the stem from where leaves arise is called a node. Okay, and the place between two nodes, this is another node, this is a node, this is another node, and this place is called a internode. That is, the region between two nodes is called a internode. This is internode, this is internode, and the base of the internode, what is present? Intercalary meristem. So the location of intercalary meristem is at the base of the internode. And the intercalary meristem also helps in growth in height of the plant, that is increase in length or height of the organ, like the leaves and internode. So because of the cell division here, internodes increase, which means totally the height of the plant increases. So both apical meristem and intercalary meristem contribute to increase in height of the plant. Okay, now come to the third kind of meristem, lateral meristem. As you know, lateral means in the sides, okay, found in the woody trees and plants on the side of the stem and roots. So you can see here, see in the sides of the stem. Okay, this is the center of the stem, and on the sides this lateral meristem is present, and lateral meristem divides and as a result increase in thickness of the plant or width of the plant. You know, large trees have a large trunk, wider, isn't it? Wider stem or thick stem due to lateral meristem. So they are present on the side of the stem and roots. Okay, and they are divided into two types, cork cambium and vascular cambium. See, vascular cambium, initially because of vascular cambium, increase in thickness found in vascular bundles. Now what are vascular bundles? I'll explain in the next video. We come to complex tissues. Okay, and the cork cambium again cork cambium divides, and so the protective layer increases. Okay, this also we'll see later. Just now you understand cork cambium and vascular cambium are there. Okay, found beneath the bark, that is outer covering of the cork cambium is found beneath the bark of the tree. Okay, and vascular cambium is found in between xylem and phloem, that is vascular cambium. So this too increase thickness of the plant. Okay, and function increase in the diameter and the girth. Diameter increases or girth increases means a secondary growth. See, apical meristem and intercalary meristem, primary growth of the plant, height increases, but width or girth increases because of the secondary growth, and secondary growth is possible due to the cell division in cork cambium and the vascular cambium. So this we will learn in detail later. So this is all about the one second. Okay, still it is, I wanted to show you this diagram. So this is the lateral meristem. Okay, lateral meristem, see sides of the stem. So location of the three meristems, three kinds of meristem you have understood: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem, and their functions and locations, all the things about meristematic